राहों में आए जो दीन दुखी, सबको गले से लगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो। HungerMitao.
Good afternoon, friends. Aradhana, we are here, 2022.
The first show of 2022.
That's right. We have done several hundred shows now. But it is amazing. This feels like a fresh beginning. So, friends, here we are again, Raj and Anna, Aradhana, Sawa, bringing to you the HungerMitao program. We bring to you updates about food insecurity in the North Texas area, as well as across United States. We also share with you information on how the Indian American community is unifying to emerge as a big part of the solution to fight hunger locally here in our Karma Bhumi.
Happy New Year, friends. We are so happy you joined us today. As you know, our time with you is made possible by Fun Asia, a key partner of ours in this fight against hunger. Neelam Dave, thank you for hosting us during your community roundup hour. Friends, through this show, you not only get updates on the hunger issue in the USA, but also learn about all the ways in which each one of us, in the spirit of give where you live, can continue to make a difference. We can actually ensure no one around us goes hungry.
That's right. That's a fantastic vision. To learn more about how this volunteer-driven movement is unifying the impact of the Indian American community to fight hunger across United States, please visit HungerMitao.org. And of course, for local updates, they can visit ntfb.org/HungerMitao. So Aradhana, 2021 is gone.
Yeah.
2022 is here. क्या जिंदगी बदल रही है?
That's right.
There's a song that comes to my mind, and I would love to start off our program today by this song first. Would that be all right?
Sure, let's do it.
And do you know what song that is?
I think you kind of gave me a clue, but
All
go
right.
ahead.
हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाँव है कहीं कहीं पर धूप जिंदगी, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो. That's right, my friends. Let's live it up. 2022 is here. I know we have lots of challenges, but हर घड़ी जिंदगी बदल रही है, और जिंदगी कब तक है किसी को पता नहीं. So let's enjoy every moment that we are on this beautiful planet.
हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाँव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो. हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाँव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो. चाहे जो तुम्हें पूरे दिल से मिलता है वो मुश्किल से, ऐसा जो कोई कहीं है बस वही सब से हंसी है उस हाथ को तुम थाम लो, वो मेहरबान कल हो न हो। हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो। हो पलकों के लेके साए, पास कोई जो आए, लाख संभालो पागल दिल को, दिल धड़के ही जाए। पर सोच लो इस पल है जो वो दास्तां कल हो न हो। हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाँव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी। हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो। हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो, जो है समा कल हो न हो।
That's a beautiful song, Raj. I was just thinking, what a very interesting year 2021 has been. We started 2021 with so much hope. You remember, everybody was just waiting for the year 2020 to end, right? And the development and approval of the COVID-19 vaccines in 2021 were going to be a game changer. Mm-hmm. And they were. However, we also witnessed a very challenging rollout and administration of the vaccine process.
That is true. That is true.
I'm sure all of us remember the days of trying so fervently to sign up on different portals.
Waking up at odd hours.
Yeah, we kept hitting that refresh button to check and secure an appointment for the vaccine.
Yeah.
And that wasn't unique to the USA. Across the world, the situation was even worse as countries struggled to get their hands on vaccines. It actually for a while was utter chaos. Entire medical systems in countries like India were debilitated and brought down to their knees due to the lack of healthcare capacity.
Yeah, and remember
the shortage?
Yeah, shortage of oxygen, yeah.
Yeah, oxygen cylinders and...
basic necessity like oxygen and critical medicine that was not available.
Because countries were not prepared for such a massive demand.
Yeah. Interestingly, we now know that the new year is also not going to be magically any better. If anything, we learned from 2021, it is that we will have to learn to live with this virus. It will be critical for humanity to stay a step ahead of this virus, which continues to mutate and morph. And for that, the entire world will need to collaborate and be vigilant in the identification of new variants and update the vaccines in real time. I see hope. I think our leaders, the best brains around the world, if we can figure out a platform in which they can collaborate, we can stay a step ahead of this virus and we can beat it.
And collaboration actually works in any issue we are noticing.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We are doing collaboration in HungerMitao as well.
Very true.
Right? It's
Very
not
true.
only that, oh, my stomach is full, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
We are also thinking about people who are not okay.
Correct.
Right? And we are pooling in our resources to help feed them. And the entire world will have to collaborate.
Correct.
The updated vaccines will have to be made available to everyone across the world to guard humanity against the virus, because we have seen that just having one country vaccinated is not enough.
Yeah.
Inequity across the world, while unfair any day, is a matter of great concern when it comes to vaccine availability.
That's right.
We've seen this. If anything, this pandemic has taught us that our world is very tightly integrated and totally interdependent. Clearly, one can better understand today the adage that no one is safe unless everyone is safe.
Yep. So while the pandemic directly impacted the healthcare systems around the world in 2021, it was the global supply chain that took a huge hit. The rising inflation, coupled with manufacturers and suppliers' inability to get their products to market in time, exposed long-time systemic issues. These issues have percolated and are screaming for due reform. And these issues, Aradhana, impacted the food banks significantly.
Certainly.
Right? I mean, as you have noticed and you have mentioned that in previous shows, that when you go shopping, not only are the prices high, shelves are empty.
Shelves are empty.
Right.
The normal list of groceries that you're looking for, you're having to substitute because not everything's available anymore.
Yep. While we talk about HungerMitao on this show, friends, end of the day, when we look around, there's another issue that's facing humanity that concerns us, and I'm sure it concerns all of us: climate change. The climate change challenges have also been very visible these past years. Here too, we believe the world needs to collaborate, to take concrete steps to stop and reverse the global warming crisis, which we humans started. While it seems like everything is broken, our years of inaction have got us to this point.
Here in the US, Raj, we also experienced the Great Resignation. This caused a critical shortage of workers, resulting in massive disruption across every industry, in particular the travel and hospitality industries. The start and stop of the economy because of the virus caused businesses to shut down. Many of them had to shut down permanently or scale down their capacity.
Yeah.
It seems we have reached a tipping point now where people refuse to work for wages that do not allow them to be able to raise a family,
That's right.
to make ends meet. The environment of pervasive inequity needs to end for our nation and indeed the entire world to move forward. Minimum wage needs to be revisited with the goal towards replacing it with a living wage model, including health benefits.
That's correct. That's right. On a brighter note, in 2021, we saw amazing human compassion. People gave like never before to causes that were near and dear to their heart, the causes that were popping up. And the interesting thing, Aradhana, they gave to all geographies, even without any personal connection.
That is humanity.
Exactly. I especially recall when we gave out a matching challenge. The Taiwanese community in Los Angeles reached out to us and said, hey, we don't live in India, but we are seeing what's happening in India with the shortage of oxygen and stressed medical systems. How can we help? And they matched the funds dollar to dollar and made sure that money goes to India to ensure that they're able to get oxygen tank and COVID care centers set up over there.
It was the best of humanity that came through.
Right. It was also a proof that at an individual level, we understood that we are all connected and needed each other during these challenging pandemic times. And in 2022, even as we heal, we need to continue to be compassionate and generous towards fellow human beings to get through this and get back on the track of some kind of normalcy.
In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, unemployment and food insecurity soared, as all of us, especially people who listen to this program, know that. In 2020, over 60 million people turned to food banks and community programs for help putting food on their tables. That number is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It represents 18% of the population of the United States.
A developed country.
It is so hard to believe that one of the most powerful and advanced countries in the world is food insecure.
Yep.
Supply chains, of course, added to the woes. This pandemic has created a large segment of new food insecure families, while pushing already poor people deeper into poverty and food insecurity.
That's right.
A closer observation reveals systemic issues, which go back to the issue raised earlier, people not being able to earn a living wage. single income families already experiencing the wrath of the pandemic are ill prepared to deal with a sudden change in their home economics, which can come in the form of an unplanned event like an illness,
Yeah.
an accident, or anything like that.
A recent Federal Reserve survey finds that 40% of American families are not able to cover a $400 emergency.
That's
That
stunning.
means if they are hit with a $400 bill for whatever reason, like you said earlier, it could be an accident, unplanned.
A car repair.
A car repair, exactly. They will be in crisis mode. This is unbelievable. 40% of America. So, as you mentioned, Aradhana, that 18% were food insecure, and 40% are just living at the edge of
At the edge of
insecurity.
insecurity.
This is just concerning. So, friends, as we get our lives back together, as we get back to some level of new norm, let us make sure that our compassion to help fellow neighbor, fellow human being continues, because together is how we will move forward. It'll take strong government policy and compassion of the community to bring equity and see us through these challenging times.
So, Raj, let's now focus on HungerMitao.
Uh-huh.
This volunteer movement is now 4 years old.
Wow, can you
It
imagine
turned
that?
4 in September of 2021.
That's right.
The concerted efforts of this movement have mobilized the Indian diaspora across the USA and has resulted already in enabling over 40 million meals for the Feeding America network of food banks.
That's right. I think 12 million right here in North Texas.
That's right.
That's amazing.
And in 2021, we celebrated almost the year of alliances.
That's right.
Through strong alliances, HungerMitao also moved to the front lines of humanitarian aid.
And that's very important, Aradhana, because we have been out supporting the food bank through volunteering, food donation, funds donation, raising awareness, etc. But through these strategic alliances, we actually are now out there in the front lines, making sure that those who are impacted by any kind of crisis, right, are taken care of. So our friends from United Sikhs organization, for example, we built a strategic alliance with them. And as many of our listeners would know, that the Sikh community is a very generous, giving community. It's part of their DNA. And they have an organization that, regardless of anywhere in the world, when there is a crisis, volunteers will descend, roll up their sleeves, and figure out ways to help get some kind of normalcy in that area.
Even in some cases, even before FEMA gets there.
Even before FEMA gets there. In fact, FEMA works closely with them.
With them, yeah.
So recently, when the Hurricane Ida that devastated parts of Louisiana, as well as the recent tornadoes that ripped through Kentucky, Arkansas, Missouri, and Tennessee, guess what? The Sikh community was already there, and HungerMitao was with them. And we, along with the food bank, made sure that they had resources, which is funds and food, that could be used to ensure that they can give out the needed emergency material or food, either it is unprocessed food or cooked food even, because people have lost their homes. So HungerMitao is right there on the front line with them.
And also through collaboration with organizations like Seva Diwali, you remember over 100,000 pounds of shelf-stable food was raised for distribution in North Texas between Diwali and Thanksgiving.
Yes, amazing organization, Seva Diwali, great partners. And they not only came out and dropped tons and tons of food at North Texas Food Bank, they also in Irving distributed, right? They partnered with Irving Care.
Yeah.
And then they distributed food where folks who were in need drove up right up to that parking lot, and they were handing them boxes of food. Hats off to United Sikhs organization as well as our friends at Seva Diwali. You're right, Aradhana, that this was a year of strategic alliances. I think there are other alliances, not formal, but like the Tamil Association.
Yeah.
Right?
The Metroplex Tamil Academy.
Yes.
Their students have been itching to volunteer at the food bank. They also did a pretty large food drive.
Yes, exactly.
So
And-
very, very honored to be working with them.
And similarly, Tal Scouts, they have been also very active.
That's
and
right.
They are, and so, friends, If your organization, association, community would love to partner, let's build alliances. Let's join forces. We have a singular focus, which is HungerMitao. We just want to make sure that nobody around us is hungry. So please join us and let's make sure that we can make a big impact in 2022. Also, this year the HungerMitao model was shared with the North Texas-based Chinese American community. That was an amazing experience.
It was.
With HungerMitao working with the Indian American community and enabling millions of meals, the Chinese community approached us and we said ours is an open source model. So we shared with them all our tools, templates, connections, mentoring, and they launched a HungerMitao version for the Chinese American community, and that's called Ni Hao. And that was, by the way, 2021. I keep saying, as you said, Aradha, this year.
Yeah.
I really meant 2021. Then in 2021, the Chinese American community launched the HungerMitao version called Ni Hao, and they are off to the races. In the very first year, they have already raised over $100,000, which is 300,000 meals for North Texas Food Bank.
And hours of volunteering.
Amazing, yeah.
For 2022, it is our top goal to share the HungerMitao movement with other affinity groups and communities across the USA and engage them in the fight against hunger. To be clear, the hunger issue is so big that it cannot be solved by only the government or only a few passionate communities. It'll require all hands on deck to ensure no one goes hungry. Give where you live is the motto or slogan of HungerMitao and Ni Hao. With the US being our home, it is imperative that we identify with issues in this country and help alleviate them.
HungerMitao means wipe out hunger. And HungerMitao is as much about eradicating hunger as it is about unifying the fragmented efforts of the Indian American community and focusing it on the humanitarian cause of hunger. HungerMitao invites the community to come together, unified, and show how we engage in any place we call home. We are smart, compassionate change agents who give where we live so our community benefits from our presence.
Happy New Year to all of you. Our family is thankful for so much in 2021. We celebrated the joy of family and friends near and far. All of us were able to squeeze in an opportunity to visit.
Yeah.
The compassion and resilience of the human spirit warmed me deeply. The amazing pivoting exhibited by our healthcare and frontline workers, our teachers, our stay-at-home and work-from-home parents.
And children.
And our children.
Right.
Our children were heroes.
Yes.
And also, I'm so grateful for the technologies that have afforded us ways to stay in touch through these very trying times. Listeners, may you all have many, many reasons to celebrate.
So as we wrap up our program today, friends, we just leave you with this thought. We may never be able to eradicate hunger, but let us ensure no one goes hungry.
HungerMitao.
HungerMitao.
जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। आज जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। हाँ, जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। हे उड़ले उड़ले हो, उड़ले उड़ले हो, अरे उड़ले उड़ले हो, उड़ले हो, अरे डिडले उड़ले के, अरे उड़ले उड़ले हो। चांद तारों से चलना है आगे, आसमानों से बढ़ना है आगे, पीछे रह जाएगा ये जमाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना, आज जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। उड़ले उड़ले हो, उड़ले उड़ले हो, अरे उड़ले 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 हो, अरे डी 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 डी, भाई उड़ले उड़ले हो। हंसते गाते जहाँ से गुजर, दुनिया की तू परवाह न कर, हंसते गाते जहाँ से गुजर, दुनिया की तू परवाह न कर, मुस्कुराते हुए दिन बिताना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना, आज जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। उड़ले उड़ले हो, उड़ले उड़ले हो, अरे उड़ले उड़ले हो, उड़ले हो, अरे उड़ले हो, अरे उड़ले उड़ले हो। जान जानी है जाएगी एक दिन, अरे मौत आनी है आएगी एक दिन, जान जानी है जाएगी एक दिन, ऐसी बातों से क्या घबराना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना, आज जिंदगी एक सफर है सुहाना, यहाँ कल क्या हो किसने जाना। इडले इडले उड़ले उड़ले हो, अरे इडले उड़ले इडले हो, अरे डिड 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 डिड, इडले उड़ले हो।